What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JrTheOota. Today, finna be reacting to Dad discovers daughter in pool shed and takes down her killer. Do me a favor if you're new to the channel. Smash that like button, sub up, follow my Twitch. We go live every single day. Let's get started.
On June 18th, 2002, Allie's father went looking for his missing daughter at the community pool. At 5:30 p.m., he found something disturbing under a tarp.
I saw something, and I lifted the tarp off.
Whoa!
911, what is your emergency?
I think my daughter's been murdered.
Does it appear that she's breathing?
I can't tell.
Okay, stay on the phone.
Oh, Allie. Hi, honey.
Rest in peace, Allie.
Stay with us. Are you there?
There is a monster loose in our community.
Oh,
we need to get him off
man.
the streets.
He had started to fight with Allie, but I was going to finish it.
The year is 2002. 19-year-old Allie Kemp is home for the summer after returning from college. Her parents live in a suburb called Leawood, considered one of the safest places in the state of Kansas.
That's crazy,
where no one locks
bro.
their door and nothing bad ever happens.
No one locks their door. You see, that's where you go wrong. That's where you go wrong. I don't give a fuck if I live in the safest neighborhood in the fucking world.
The college student got a summer job as a lifeguard at the neighborhood swimming pool where she works with her brother. On June 18th, 2002, Allie is expected for her shift.
It was a overcast day. It wasn't particularly warm. Not a day you really go to the pool. I went to work. Allie later went to the pool. I got home about 5:20. My son Tyler was on the phone with his mother and said that he had gone down to the pool to relieve Allie of her duties. Couldn't find Allie.
Right away, Allie's father, Roger,
Couldn't find Allie. That's a red flag. That's a red flag already, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. For something to happen where you work like at a pool area like that, that's like rare, you know.
Drives down to the pool in a hurry to go look for his daughter. The first thing he notices, his daughter's car is still in the parking lot.
I looked in the pool, looked in the deep end, looked at the bottom.
So she has to be there
I
somewhere.
looked around the grounds. I went over to the baby pool, looked behind it.
Roger notices his daughter's property was left on the counter. Her purse, her cell phone, her car
Whoa,
keys.
that's
But
weird.
there's no trace of her.
I went into the pump room and couldn't see very well. And I looked around, and I walked to the back of the pump room. I looked behind the pumps. And I was walking out, and I turned around and saw a leg sticking out from under a tarp. And I lifted the tarp off, and it was Allie.
That's sad. That's so sad, bro. That is so sad. As a dad though, you supposed to die before your kid. As a dad though, walking in and seeing your kid like that. Ah, man. Prayers for bro. R.I.P. to her too, bro.
911, what is your emergency?
My daughter's not moving, and she's laying in the pool now.
How old is she?
She's 19. Allie.
There's clear at 1729.
Oh, Allie. Oh, Allie. Hi, honey. Hi. Allie, stay with us. Stay with us. Are you there? She's not moving. She's not moving.
Billionaire. Nah, this is funny game.
Allie, don't do it.
Or that's crying emojis, yo. That's crying emojis.
Roger
I'm
is
about
in
to
shock.
say-
He doesn't know if his daughter is breathing or not, but he's doing everything he can to keep her alive.
When I found her, and I rolled her over, I couldn't believe how brutal it was.
The first responders find the 19-year-old lying naked on the concrete floor, barely holding on to life. Allie is rushed to the hospital, where she is joined by her family.
Allie, the most beautiful, innocent,
That's
sweetest
sad, bro.
thing, did absolutely nothing to deserve this.
Naked is crazy. Niggas, bro. Niggas be weird. Like, weirdo ass niggas, gang. Weirdo ass niggas, bro. Like, niggas seen a pretty girl and then does this. Like, probably never even got pussy before. Like without doing this type shit. You feel me?
Day Allie was born, it was the
Just a
happiest
weirdo.
and I felt the luckiest day of my life. She was just a wonderful daughter.
She
R.I.P.,
was
bro.
so kind and so
That's
sweet.
sad.
She adored her parents.
The college student is every parent's dream, kind and loving. She has perfect grades and excels in everything she tries.
Her high school year, she was involved in like 19 student activities. She was in an honor society. She had all these things going for her.
Damn.
We'd felt for years that Allie was going to make a difference in this world.
As doctors do everything
That's
they can
weird,
to
bro.
save the young woman's life, at the crime scene, investigators are already focused on finding a suspect. But first, they have to make sense of the evidence.
That pump room was full of a lot of equipment and things. Everything was in disarray. Her flip-flops, which she was wearing, were in different parts of the pump room. There was also blood spatter. It was very evident that Allie had tried to fight her attacker. She had several injuries to her fingers. She had blunt force trauma to her face and the back of her head.
We don't know by just looking at the blood stains. You know, is it all victims' blood? Could it be suspect's blood?
After running DNA tests on the blood, the results show it belongs to a male. It appears investigators now have the DNA from the attacker. However, after running the profile into their database, they find no match from anyone with a criminal record. Their only option now is to find potential witnesses. Back at the hospital, Roger is waiting outside the operating room, uncertain if his daughter will survive.
All her friends
Damn.
and all the people from all over the city were showing up at the hospital.
That's crazy.
We were just waiting and hoping. Just thought some chance she'd pull through. Doctor and a nurse came out, and the doctor worked on her, and they tried and said she was gone.
Allie Kemp died on June
R.I.P.,
18,
bro.
2002. She was only 19 years old.
R.I.P.
Her hearts were broken beyond what anyone could ever imagine.
Damn.
It's just the most awful feeling in the whole world. We went from the hospital to the funeral home, and they took Allie to the morgue. You're dealing with something you don't want to be dealing with, but I went to the morgue and I spent the night at the morgue with Allie, and I wasn't going to let her be alone.
The news of the teenager's death spreads quickly
Caden, what's
across
good,
the
my
community.
boy?
Everyone is in shock.
How you feeling, bro?
The entrance of Foxborough Pool crowded with friends and neighbors paying their respects. Flowers and mementos pay tribute to a young life.
Feeling great,
come
my
to a
boy. I'm
violent
blessed.
end. When we were out there covering the story, people just kept showing up.
I hope they find him.
For you new, for anybody that's new, this girl right here, she had been murdered. She was working at like a pool thing, and they had just found her body and stuff like that.
The guy that did it, and I hope she didn't suffer long.
I have 2 kids, a little boy and a little girl, you know.
Haven't been here in a while, bro.
You know,
Bro, where you been?
It's hard to
Haven't
explain,
shown
you know,
no
how
love in a
mother
minute.
feels.
Everybody knew Allie. She was
R.I.P.,
so
bro. That's
popular.
sad.
They just couldn't believe what had happened. There is a monster.
Of course, it's a
loose in our
fuck
community.
nigga. A fuck nigga that gets no bitches. That's probably a virgin. Nigga's probably was a virgin till he was 30. And the only way he even got cheeks is by doing some weird shit like this. You feel me? Like, nigga would never dare to touch a man in his life. Nigga would even touch a male fly. A male fly he won't even touch, you heard?
We need to get him off the streets. The first time I met
School,
Roger
yes,
Kemp,
sir,
his
yes, sir.
face was just the portrait
Keep
of
up
me.
those grades. Make sure those
First
grades
week,
is right.
Just one long, horrendous day. Your mind runs everywhere. Who was it? You know, how could this happen?
This
Who
the
could
dad
have done
talking.
something like this? How you're going to ever get this predator tracked down? You have a choice whether you can stay in bed and pull the covers over your head, or you get out and try to make something happen. I had to keep moving. Well, I wanted this guy,
Facts.
and
Facts.
I'd made a determination that he had started to fight with Allie, but I was going to finish it.
I remember thinking
All that shit. G-pop.
Roger Kemp was an amazing father because he was so driven to find who did this to his daughter. He was such a warrior and a champion for Allie.
Roger Kemp makes public appearances on TV, doing everything he can to raise awareness for what happened to his daughter, and hopefully help police
Don't you
catch the
hate when
killer.
your mom cry?
Investigators have now
Of
switched.
course, gang. Anybody who sees their mom cry, that's like the worst feeling. Like, you just want to crash. Either you want to crash or you want to cry yourself. Me, I'm choosing to crash.
Into high
Fuck
gear
it, let's
as they went
crash.
from an assault case to now a violent murder. They first have to eliminate the suspects closest to Allie.
In any type of case like this, you always have to eliminate family, close friends, boyfriends.
Damn,
That's
Kaden.
gotta be done
Prayers
right
to you,
away.
bro.
One name on top of that list
Prayers to
is
you, my
Allie's
boy.
boyfriend, Phil. After looking through her cell phone records, police find Allie had called her boyfriend at 2:50 p.m., just over 2 hours before she was found murdered. They learned that Phil, her boyfriend of 5 years, also works at the same pool and had covered the shift before Allie. When they
Bro, what? So these people were just minutes from missing each other. Literally, bro. Minutes from missing each other. Because her brother works at this pool. She works at this pool. And her boyfriend, gang. This is just like bad timing or something.
They bring him in for questioning. The young man is visibly distraught, yet cooperative.
He's the last person we know that saw Allie alive. He had told us when interviewed that he had gone to another pool after he had left Allie. He was asked for his DNA, and he did provide that.
He was really grief-stricken. He was in shock by what had occurred.
I'd say it's difficult most to deal with the way that Ellie had to die.
Phil was a great guy. Roger will tell you, when they asked, is there any chance Phil could be involved, he said no way. Phil was 19 years old. They'd been dating for about 5 years. He loved Allie.
5 years.
After running the DNA test,
I ain't gonna lie,
police find that Allie's boyfriend is not a match.
Middle
He
school
also told
sweethearts.
police that he was working at another pool at that time, which proved to be true. But while Phil's name is cleared, he does provide authorities with some valuable information. According to Phil, his girlfriend had shared her concerns that she was being stalked.
She just said that she was a little worried about people. Like when she was by herself, she just said she was worried about people being around there and watching her.
She had told her boyfriend
Damn.
that sometimes the people that mowed the grass and did the lawn and garden stuff made her uncomfortable because they stared at her. Her boyfriend came to the pool and she asked him to stay because the lawn and garden people were there. And she didn't feel comfortable.
Phil had stayed longer after his shift, so Allie would feel safe. But around 2:15 p.m., she told him he could go because the workers were gone. When police meet with the 2 lawn car workers who were there that day, they learned that a tan 1980s Ford pickup had circled the parking lot at least 3 or 4 times before taking off. But that's not all. The day before the attack, they saw a man lurking around the pool.
3 witnesses said he was hiding in the bushes near the pool with a camera.
And appeared
Gotta
to be
go see you,
looking
my
at,
boy.
The girls that were there Sunday.
Be
As
safe,
the mystery
bro.
behind the teenager's death begins to uncover, police get their biggest break yet. One of the calls the young lifeguard had made that day was to a friend of hers. She had asked her to keep her company at the pool since she was now alone. What police find out is that her friend might have unknowingly crossed paths with the killer.
Whoa.
At 3:15, her friend shows up at the pool.
She had pulled down into the parking lot, didn't want to get out of her car, so she was just honking her horn to get Allie to come out from inside the little attendant table inside the pool. She noticed a male subject standing there. No, it wasn't anybody that she had described as ever having seen before. White male, probably in his 30s, a little bit of hair, but basically balding.
He was carrying a pail and nodded to her and waved. She got scared because she thought it was Allie's boss and she was going to get Allie in trouble for honking the horn and all that stuff. So she left.
Right away.
Oh my god. Wow. She literally came across with her killer, gang, and missed him. Thank God she ain't got out that car, though. She probably would have been next, gang. Damn.
The friend is brought to the police station to meet with a sketch artist. The picture is then shared with every news outlet in the
This
city,
nigga's ugly.
along with the description of the Ford pickup truck.
She was brutally murdered yesterday afternoon. We have a description of that individual, and you will be caught.
More than 20 Metro Squad detectives are on the case. They're not sure if the man in the bushes and the one seen at the pool the day of the murder are the same person. Armed with a stack of more than 1,000 copies of the sketch police released today, Allie Kemp's friends are spending hours putting them up all over town. Since her murder 1 week ago, calls have been coming into the hotline, but now that these sketches are out in the public eye, the phone just keeps ringing.
This nigga's ugly.
Within the first couple of days, police receive over 400 leads. Everyone in the community is paying attention to this case and doing their best to find the killer, but the tips are not producing any results. It's now July 2002. Roger Kemp and his family offer a reward for any information that would lead to the killer.
Tips Hotline has a $1,000 reward for information that leads to a conviction.
Man.
But Roger Kemp felt like we need more. We need to get these tips coming in. And so he just kept raising more and more money. And eventually he raised $50,000.
Roger Kemp is doing everything he can to keep his daughter's case in the public eye.
We don't want to be off just a little bit because in your minds you think, oh, well, it might not be it. You know, just because it's off just a hair. Please call in those leads.
We just needed to catch this guy. We did not want him to victimize anyone else.
It doesn't take long that the search goes national. As the sketch is shared with every major news outlet in the country, the Kansas State Police receive calls about possible suspects from every part of the country, but with very little success.
Who knows where the guy could have gone by this point.
February 2003, it's been over 8 months since Allie's murder, and the killer is still on the loose, with no solid leads until a familiar name comes up, James Strader.
About 3 or 4 months into the investigation, we got a initial lead on a James Strader who looked a lot like the composite.
James Strader is wanted.
This is definitely him. This is 110% him, gang. For sure.
In Missouri and Kansas for brutal rapes. And in Leawood, Kansas for questioning about the Allie Kemp murder.
For sure.
Not only did he really look like the person that we were looking for, but he had a history of abusing women, and he became a real person of interest because he took off running.
We need to get him into custody.
To question him in connection with Allie's murder, and to get this 3-time convicted felon behind bars.
Breaking news comes when James Strader is arrested after a routine police stop in a Utah town. Their suspect is finally in custody.
Your driver's license and registration, please.
James Strader was pulled over in Richfield last night.
You didn't get gas and saline?
His arrest came after he allegedly skipped out on paying for gas at this station.
I can see the pump from here, and he was the only car out there, and he just took off.
She called police, and a few minutes later, Strader pulled into this service station in Richfield. Richfield police were waiting for him.
Goofy!
Detective Langer, who has been waiting for this moment, flies down himself to meet Strader.
I went out with the detectives from the sheriff's office and spoke with Strader, and he said he didn't do it.
The detective has heard Strader deny his involvement in Allie's murder before, but he doesn't care. All he's after is Strader's DNA. Right away, Langer sends the sample to the lab for testing. But when the results come back, the news is devastating. James Strader is not Allie's killer.
It wasn't him. We were totally shocked.
I could not believe my ears. Everybody was just absolutely certain.
Damn. It wasn't him. Damn. I ain't gonna lie. I know the families was hurt. I ain't gonna lie. They was hurt. They was 110% sure it was this nigga right here.
Well, I thought that I will never get this high or this low again. You drop to the depths when you don't catch who you're looking for.
Roger, throughout the investigation, was extremely afraid that the case would go cold.
I'd met families that
He
had
looks
terrible
like Lil
tragedies
Boo Boo.
and lost their loved ones, and they
Nah,
turned into a
what?
cold case, and it was just, it just breaks your heart. My heart was already broken. It's just a place you don't want to be.
In homicide investigations, time is the enemy. Studies show that if a murder case remains unsolved for more than 6 months, the likelihood of it ever being solved drops by nearly 50%. With each passing day, the chances grow exponentially, leaving countless families in the dark, desperate for justice, much like hundreds and thousands of unsolved murder cases across the world. It's June 18th, 2003, 1 year to the day after his daughter's murder.
You see what I'm saying, chat? Hundreds and thousands of murder cases that went unsolved. Hundreds and thousands of murder cases that went unsolved. So as niggas walking around, you probably cool with a nigga, and his pops or his grandpa got bodies under his belt, and you see pops or or grandma, you don't think they own nothing. Whole time they got bodies under their belt. Like, yo, this shit is crazy.
Roger is doing everything he can to not lose hope, but the amount of new leads has grown thin. It's becoming clear that Allie's case is slowly being forgotten by the public.
I was driving down the interstate and I saw a billboard.
How long I've been a streamer for? I've been streaming for like, I don't know exactly how long, but like 7 months. Like 7 months around there.
You have all these eyes that are looking
like
at the
7 months, 7, 8 months.
Thousands a day. I thought, well, why not? Why couldn't we do this on a billboard?
That's the only time anybody's ever come in and say, I want billboards to try to help find the person who killed my daughter.
It was a groundbreaking idea. At the time, that kind of thing wasn't being done.
To be honest with you, I didn't think it was going to work.
That people have driven by him in some cases, and they finally make that phone call and they say, you know, we think maybe you better look at this guy. And it just, you can't put a value on that.
I remember just feeling so sad passing those billboards on the highway and knowing he was still out there. But everyone was so hopeful.
I ain't gonna lie, Pops is a W Pops. He's doing anything, anything that I could take.
As soon as the billboard is put up, the leads start pouring in again. This time, faster than before. It doesn't take long for police to receive a tip they've all been waiting for. Multiple people call in about a man named Ted Hoover, who not only matches the description and drives an old tan pickup truck, but also owns a pool company. One of the callers give police Hoover's address.
I went up to the house and...
That's all it took, bro. That's all it took.
Knocked on the door. The maroon Ford pickup was sitting in the driveway. I went up and knocked on the door, and Mr. Hoover answered the door. Couldn't say exactly what he was doing on the day of Allie's homicide. Because of that, I asked him if he would be willing to provide us with some DNA.
But Hoover hesitates. He tells detectives he needs to speak to his lawyer before agreeing to give a DNA sample.
Obviously, anytime somebody refuses to give you DNA, it makes you a little bit suspicious.
At first, Ted Hoover is just a lead like every other. But while police are waiting for a call from Hoover's lawyer, they learn that their suspect has fled the state.
We tried our best to locate Ted Hoover throughout the United States, but he was not in any databases anywhere in the country. Basically, we couldn't find him.
Unseen's mission is to bring the most powerful retellings of survival to light. And thanks to companies like BetterHelp, today's video sponsor...
Say you like streaming or you take it as a job? I'm not gonna lie, bro. Right now, I just do it for fun, but I definitely want it to be a job one day, you feel me? My goal is for me to just keep working and working and working and eventually make it a job, you feel me? But as of right now, I just do this shit because I love it, for real, for real.
Investigators learn about a possible girlfriend of Ted Hoover who has recently moved to Connecticut, and when they contact the local post office, they confirm that a male is also living at her address under the name Benjamin Appleby. It appears their suspect has changed his name. They call the authorities in Connecticut and ask to put this Benjamin Appleby under surveillance.
They called back and said, the Teddy Hoover name, when we ran that through, we've got some warrants here in Connecticut for indecent exposure on a Teddy Hoover that are several years old. It looks like it's probably going to be the same Teddy Hoover guy that you guys were looking at.
Wow.
The Connecticut State Police agreed to arrest on the indecent
this nigga's a
exposure
weirdo.
warrant.
Appleby was arrested at this small home on a major thoroughfare in rural Litchfield County by Connecticut State Police on an outstanding warrant. He's wanted here for risk of injury to a minor, disorderly conduct, and public indecency. Appleby was taken for questioning to the state police barracks.
It's November 8th, 2004, more than 2 years after the murder of Allie Kemp, when finally, detectives have their suspect in custody. They are convinced they have the right man, but without the DNA sample, nothing is certain.
Mr. Appleby didn't want to give the DNA to the Connecticut detective. And he said, what will happen if I don't do it, if I don't consent to this? And they said, we'll get it one way or the other. He eventually consented, and they got his DNA.
But investigators aren't going to wait to get the test results.
Dumbass. That's just dumb. I ain't gonna lie, you should have just kept saying no. You should have just kept saying no. Jetto, I see what you said though, twin. But you should have just kept saying no, dumbass nigga. Cause they literally have your blood on the scene. And you gonna give them your shit? Yeah, you stupid.
Back. What they want is a confession. When Benjamin Appleby walks into the interrogation room, where detectives from the Kansas State Police are waiting for him, they've staged the room to intimidate him.
We took a wall-sized poster and we put his picture right in the middle. And then around his picture, we put everything we could think of with arrows pointing down to his picture as to why he's the focus of our investigation.
Oh, nah.
They brought him up to us, and he sat down, and his eyes got real big, and he looked around, and he kept looking at that link chart with this picture in the middle, and he said, you know, I kind of lied to you. And we said, really? About what? Well, I was at that pool. I just remember.
Their plan works far better than they had expected.
Can you go ahead and tell us what you remember and what exactly?
Like I said, I just remember.
I went in there to the pool with the intentions of looking at the pool to get to business.
On June 18th, 2002, Ted Hoover, also known as Benjamin Appleby, drove into the parking lot of the Leawood local pool. He had seen Allie Kemp from afar and decided to go hit on her. Because of his pool company uniform, he was convinced he wouldn't look suspicious. As Allie walked into the pump room, Hoover made his move.
And I hit on her. Some small talk. I don't remember exactly what I said. She didn't, wasn't interested in anything I had to say. And I was blocking the doorway.
As Allie becomes suspicious of him, she tries to go around him and leave. This is when he grabbed her.
I tried to hit on her. I touched her. Not hard, nothing. Or either on the shoulder or the hip or something. She pushed me back. And she punched me. Lost it. I took her clothes off with the intention of trying to have sex with her. I don't know how many times I hit her.
This nigga's disgusting, bro. This nigga is fucking disgusting, bro. If a girl says no, no, nigga. If a girl says no, no, nigga. First of all, why would you even go in the same room she was in? That is some weird shit, gang. Nigga watched her from afar, seen her go in the room and followed her. Weird as fuck, gang. You could have waited till she came out, tried to hit on her. She said no, kept it pushing. But you do this. Sick individual right here.
I hit her back. I hit her in the face, I think.
It was probably about 10 minutes into the interrogation with him. And my partner, John Dickey, said, you killed her, didn't you? And he said, yeah, I did.
You said she was strangled. I know I strangled her. I don't know what I strangled her with. And I don't know why I did it.
After Allie fell unconscious, he covered her body with a blue tarp found nearby, and he left her for dead.
I just laid it on her. I didn't want anybody to find her like that. But I didn't think she was dead.
They said we had a confession, and I heard all about the details, and I knew we had the guy. Killed her so he wouldn't have a witness and he wouldn't go to jail again.
In November of 2005, Ted Hoover stands trial for the rape and first-degree murder of Allie Kemp, and on December 5th, after just 2 hours of deliberation, the verdict is in.
On the first charge of capital murder, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty.
Benjamin Appleby, guilty. The words Allie Kemp's friends and family have waited for ever since the woman's father found her beaten and strangled at the neighborhood pool where she worked that summer in 2002.
Wow. I got justice. Just want him put away and never want him back out on the streets again.
Benjamin Appleby, once known as Ted Hoover, is sentenced to 50 years to life without parole until 2054. Although it will never bring back his daughter, Roger Kemp finally can put his beloved Allie to rest.
Roger was
Rest
such a
in
devoted
peace.
father. We may never
Rest in
solve
peace
the
to
crime
her,
without
bro.
Roger, to be honest with you. Roger just never gave up.
He became the spokesperson for every father out there.
My wife and I realized that we never wanted this to happen to another little girl again. We wanted to do a self-defense class for girls. We call it Take Defense, the Allie Kemp Educational Foundation. We had our first class in the basement of Leawood City Hall. We had 12 people in it. We've had 68,000 people go through our classes now.
68,000?
We have women that have contacted us and said, your program saved my life. I don't care how many people we teach, but if we teach 100,000 and we save one life, it's worth it.
Roger Kemp has also worked with law enforcement on a
That's real.
nationwide billboard campaign featuring the faces of wanted criminals. It has brought new hope for cases that have never been solved to support the families of those forgotten victims.
I have
That's
never
real.
met a person
W
like
Pops.
Roger Kemp. The President of the United States invited him to the White House and recognized him during a ceremony.
Roger Kemp lived every father's worst nightmare when his daughter Allie was taken at a young age. Through immeasurable pain and grief, Roger devoted his energy to building a safer world for future generations. His foundation has provided women of all ages with valuable self-defense training, and his billboard campaign to post the faces of wanted criminals has led to multiple arrests, including the conviction of Allie's killer.
W.
The United States honors Roger Kemp for his unwavering efforts to ensure the safety of his fellow citizens.
W Pops.
This certainly is not the way we wanted Allie to make a difference in the world. But, you know, I'm very, very proud of her, and I hope she would like what we're doing. Hope she'd be proud, and I think she would be.
They couldn't save Allie,
Facts.
but they have saved.
Facts, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Rest in peace to her. Prayers to her family. But you too, man. If you like this video, smash that like button, sub up, follow my Twitch. We go live every single day. Everybody stay prayed up, man. Thank y'all for watching.